Hey, it's Andrew from Monheim Microphones. We're back, and today we're talking about the Monheim Crème microphone. The Monheim Crème tube condenser microphone has been in our line for a number of years, and there's a reason why it's the most popular microphone so far. Today I'm going to be showing you some tips and tricks on how to use the Crème. This is the flight case that it ships with. We'll also have an option coming up to have the microphone shipped by itself as a separate option to save on cash for some studios if you're not traveling with the road case. So you'll have a road case and a non-road case option. The Crème tube condenser microphone is a very unique microphone. It has a unique tune capsule and a 12AT7 medium gain tube. It's a versatile microphone that can be used for drum overheads, vocals, acoustic guitar, drum room microphones, ambient recordings, and orchestral or string recordings. The Crème is a premium tube condenser microphone that has a very smooth top end, a nice natural low end response, and can be used for many applications. A lot of the success you'll have using the Crème condenser microphone in your everyday workflow centers around the selections you make on the polar pattern selection knob. The polar pattern selection knob on the power supply allows you to not only change the tightness or openness of the capsule response, but it also maintains the top frequency response of the capsule while changing the low end response throughout. As you move closer to the bidirectional or figure eight pattern, you enhance the low end. And as you move closer to the omni setting on the opposite side, you're actually rolling off or attenuating low end on the capsule response. During a vocal take or a vocal tracking session or even an acoustic session, I'm going to be playing with the settings to listen to how the capsule and the microphone react to my performance. I'll start with cardioid as a default. You'll have the maximum isolation for any performance, and I'll have a tight pattern that's very predictable. But as I listen, I might want to open up and go a step towards omni, which just enhances the depth around the capsule a little bit and rolls off subtly. As I go further, there's a sweet spot for pop vocals right before the omni setting. Again, this has to do with the capsule response and tuning, but this specific spot in a room that's relatively decently tuned can have a really almost effectively finished tone that can be mildly compressed and put into a mix. Jumping back to cardioid, if I go one step in the other direction, I'll notice a certain pattern that's in between this and bidirectional that's a touch more full, but has a unique tone that might fit certain R&B, jazz, or rap tracks, or even a more robust alto or low tenor range that needs a subtle enhancement. As I rotate closer to the bidirectional or figure eight pattern, one step away, you'll notice another sweet spot on the capsule response or the microphone response, and that is an enhanced low end or depth in the vocal. This setting has been very effective for lower alto range, low tenor, baritone range, where you can reach down further. Maybe they're a chest singer or a deeper vibrato, and it supports that lower register. Again, this is one step away from bidirectional or figure eight. Figure eight will give us a touch more of a low end enhancement, but might be a touch overkill for some sources. So flavor according to your artist and your singer's performance. Another really cool trick about this polar pattern setting is that I can effectively do vocal stacks or vocal layers by making an adjustment. Maybe I start recording in cardioid and then subtly adjust each layer so that they stack accordingly. I might say a high line might end up in cardioid, and then I might do a subtle harmony or two or three in different settings, and then I'll notice that the stack sits on top of itself a lot more fluidly. And as I adjust the knob one way or the other, I might find a layer or two or three will sit without additional EQ by just rotating the polar pattern switch. So all I have to really do is change the polar pattern switch as I'm tracking vocal layers and listen to the effect and how each layer will sit on top of each other. And now I'm one step closer to producing my own vocals without additional EQ or change of microphone. It's popular for some artists or producers to change the microphone response or the microphone type for darker, more supporting layers so that they don't compete with the main vocal layer. We can essentially do that by just adjusting the polar pattern switch. The Creme stores in this protective wood box that seals and closes into the case. When you're storing the microphone, I recommend actually putting the base of the microphone down towards the bottom of the case. This can help aid in impact reduction on the capsule or the grill of the microphone. So I'm putting the bottom to the bottom. Then I'm going to pull out the power supply. The power supply has the knob facing the cable compartment and slides in. You'll also notice a shock mount with additional polishing cloths for your microphone grill and a bag to cover the grill when it's not in use. The custom fabric bag included protects the capsule and the grill from additional moisture and dust. If you're going to be using the touring case and you're going to be traveling to different countries or different studios, there's a voltage selector switch on the back. The fuse needs to be changed depending on which country you go to. So 120 or 230 have different fuse values. The fuse values are listed on here, but feel free to reach out and check with us before you travel. There's also a compartment for a 7-pin microphone power supply cable and a power cable for the power supply. The power supply is powering the tube in the microphone, which is a 12AT7 medium gain tube. The 12AT7 is noise tested and burned in here in our facility. And if you need any additional tubes or have any questions, feel free to contact us. Thanks so much. Enjoy the Creme condenser microphone or our new Creme XL microphone.